Yo, what's good? What's good? What's going on, YouTube community? Hope you guys are having a good Friday. Today is Friday, March 17th. We have just started the afternoon session for the indices. So now I'm forewarning you, Friday is usually my worst day. Okay, that doesn't mean it's always a bad day. It just means out of all the days, Friday is not my best day. So just keep that in mind. All right, we have the dual screen up just like the other day. I think it was Wednesday, right? So we'll see what we do. We are prices in between reacting from a mitigation and reacting from a 15-minute imbalance as well, which I think is also a 1 hour, a little bit. So we've hit a 1 hour imbalance, a 15-minute, right? And we came off of that only to run into that 15 minutes kind of ugly, but a 5 minute, right? High, low, higher, high, and we ripped through it. So price reacted from both. So to me, now that we're in between that, I have no idea. I'm not highly convinced in either direction today. At least for the afternoon sessions. We'll have to see. I guess if I had to say, it would probably be, I'd probably be long, or I'd probably be somewhat bullish, because the only thing from this morning really is the Dow at 32,350 has some 1 minute highs right there, but I just don't know. All right, I don't know. That's really the only upside objective that I see for the Dow. The Nasdaq this morning was very nice. We rallied up above a previous high, London's high, where the other indices didn't, and we immediately traded lower. But I was trying to see if there was going to be any retracements. There was not. So, you know, sometimes price takes off. I even said that on Twitter yesterday. I said sometimes price takes off without you, and it is what it is, and you just got to wait and practice patience. So perfect example of that today. So again, here we are, kind of in between that range. We've reacted off of both of those levels outlined a moment ago. So I guess if price wants to go bullish, it's gonna have to break 39.66, I guess, maybe. Or it may continue lower into the 40s and 30s. But again, I am not going to make a strong conviction either way. Okay. Well, what's good, Ali, Nicholas, Soul from France, Naruto, what's good? Are you still in? I am. Yes, Giovanni. I am. I am. Yes. Yes. But I wanted to give an opportunity for the community outside of IM. You know, the YouTube community is huge. There's a lot of traders on YouTube, and you know, people are looking for live sessions and live price action and whatever. So, you know, here we are. And I'm really close to getting monetized as well. So you guys start seeing ads in the videos. Now you know why. Now you know why. All right. So given the condition, I wanted us to have a discussion as well, because if there's not too much going on in price, or at least if there's not a lot going on, in my opinion, in price, I'd rather have a discussion heading into the weekend, give you something to think about. And just take a look at British pound real quick for a minute as well. Actually, yeah, we'll follow up, excuse me, with that too. So if you remember the daily, I mentioned this the other day. See that daily gap here? We traded into that on the 15th, filled that in. We did it again yesterday on Thursday. So, you know, today, if we happen to be bullish, let's look at it. London is here, drops down, rallies into New York. Well, actually, New York's like right here. So it drops during London. New York trades higher, breaks of structure to the upside, drops down. There's a 15-minute mitigation right there. It looks a little weird on the 5-minute, but hey, it's cool. Reacts very nicely to the upside. Drops down late New York. Not late New York, but like a few hours into it. Sweeps these lows, and then it has recently just taken off. And we met this high from London. So, you know, I show you these things so that way you're able to study, right? To study the entire thing. And this is why dual time frames, or the triple screen, which I'm pretty sure is on YouTube, you know, can kind of give you the overall picture, right? Higher time frame analysis, and then lower time frame entries that are in alignment with higher time frame, and hopefully that'll give you more confidence. Now, you're not going to win every trade, but you know, like on Wednesday, we saw the S&P fly 40 points, you know, live here on the session. And you know, you want to do stuff like that. To me, that's how you do it. Higher time frame analysis, smaller time frame entries. So there's that. And the euro also trading above London's high as well. But anyway, our focus is going to be the indices today. Still, it's always the indices. I mean, is it never not the indices with me? You know? So what we'll probably do is we'll probably keep this up 5-minute, 1-minute time frames. So if you're just now hopping on, I'll reiterate what I had said. I'm not convinced in either direction, but if I had to pick a direction, I think I would be bullish from here. The Dow is the only one that I think that has a decent upside target at 32,350. If you guys want to put an alert there, we can do that and see if we get that today. And the Dow, we will put up our time windows as well. Now, I don't plan on being here the whole 3 hours on YouTube, but if it was me, It'd be hard to put all this on one screen. I would probably screenshot, if we're going to do a before and after, I would screenshot this and then come back later and see what had transpired. You know what I mean? Also, on, what was it, Wednesday, we discussed, you know, we were bullish on indices, but we also, you know, tried to make the case for bearishness, right? We were like, oh, well, if we were in a short, how would we feel, right? We'd be nervous, right? And then what to do? Price shot up, right? So if you can justify both directions in the market, well, it's bullish because of this and it's bearish because of that, well, then that's not really a high, you know, probability scenario. But when you go, okay, we can make the case for longs, but, you know, shorts doesn't make sense, then to me, that's a little bit more of a one-sided market. Make sense? So to me, I'm just trying to justify, okay, well, we have an upside target on Dow, and, you know, we've already traded lower multiple times here, and we're coming off of those higher time frame concepts, right? The Dow actually traded a lot deeper. Dow is pretty much the weakest index, and that's been the case for a long time. So the Dow, right, it's coming off of that 1 hour imbalance. So to me, if that 1 hour is being respected and we have a 1 minute, 5 minute you know, upside objective, then to me it just makes the most sense that we would be long. So everything mitigated their sales during lunch. You know, I've noticed that a lot the last few months, that there's been really good setups during lunch, but there's also been some shenanigans during lunch too. But yeah, we don't have too many people on here today, but you know, it is what it is, man. I'm not always one to do too many crazy things to get a bunch of people on here. It's not a really big deal to me. I mean, I would rather have more people on here, but you know, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? What is 32,460? That is something from yesterday. I don't want to have that up there anymore. It was distracting. Distracting. We can get a little bit more data here on the 2-minute chart. Like a little bit less data is what I mean. So we can fit it on one screen. We got the 5-minute over on the left, and the 2-minute over here on the right. Just visit the S&P for a minute. Very similar story. NASDAQ, similar story as well. Good, Mr. John. What's good, Stabby? I think that's how you say that, if I said that correctly. So today's stream is titled Smart Money Stoics, right? And also live futures analysis. But you know, the last year, it's probably been a little bit more than a year, but you know, it's cool. I've been reading a lot about Stoic philosophy, Stoicism, Roman Stoicism, or Roman philosophy, whatever have you. You know, I've been recommending Meditations by Marcus Aurelius for a while, Discipline's Destiny by Ryan Holiday. Last year, in one of the book recommendations I gave was How to Think Like a Roman Emperor by Donald Robertson. Yeah, Donald Robertson. And I had read most of it, like 60-70% of it, and then for whatever reason I put it down. I don't know why. That's just who I am and what I do. So the other day, either yesterday or the day before, I was like, you know what, I need to finish this book, because I saw where my bookmark was at, and hopefully you can kind of see where it's at too. It's like right near the end. There's only like 20 pages left and I'm done with it. So I was reading this the last 2 days, trying to finish this up. And it's like a condensed modern version of meditations. So it's not an exact replica of meditations, but you know, he gives a lot of ideas from Marcus originally, and other Stoics like Musonius Rufus and Epictetus. I don't think he mentions Seneca too much, maybe once or twice, but you know, these ideas can be translated not just into our own life, but into trading as well. Okay. And I think a lot of people overlook that. And there's like this idea behind you know, philosophy that or like Stoicism per se is about not having emotions, or just, you know, something like that. And that's actually not the case. And William Irvine, in his book as well, it's in the other room, A Guide to the Good Life by William B. Irvine. I think I talked about that on here on YouTube at least 2 or 3 times as well. You know, he said the same thing. He's like, there's this wrong idea about what Stoicism is, right? So when we change the way that we think, how we think about things, okay, this is very important, because in trading, psychology is important, right? You know, a lot of people talk about emotional management, right? Not to trade with emotions and all that. But the world of psychology is very deep. Okay, you can get very detailed in the world of psychology. So man, Larry Williams talked about this, and the first time I ever spoke at an event, I did a presentation, and it was called The Successful Traders Trio. I think that's how you spell that. Okay, I did a presentation called The Successful Traders Trio. Now I showed up to this event and there was no PowerPoint. And I go, all right, we don't have a PowerPoint. What do we do? Now, knowing that, you know, that I was diving more into Stoic philosophy and Stoicism and everything, that I was prepared for something like that to happen. So I had all the slides on my phone anyway. So I showed up, and, you know, we got the microphone and everything. And I said, look, guys, we don't have a presentation, but I will read to you, you know, the slides that I had for the people. So the Successful Traders Trio is basically this idea that every trader who wants to be successful needs 3 things. Okay. A strategy, of course. Risk management. And psychology, if I can spell it. I can't spell. There we go. Let's make this a little bit bigger. Okay. All right. So the successful traders trio is basically your strategy, right? Which a lot of people now call smart money concepts or whatever, you know, something like that. Your risk management, right? Because you can't over leverage and all that, because eventually you over leverage and you screw it up and your account is gone, right? And the trading psychology side, right? You can have your strategy, you can have your risk management parameters, but if you don't have the psychological skills to implement the risk management, to implement the strategy, it's going to be a lot harder to be more successful. So basically, this trio is like a ring light. I have a ring light on top of my computer right here, and it's actually got 5 legs, but a lot of ring lights have 3 legs on them. Okay. Or like a camera stand, right? It has 3 legs on it. So the idea is that if you take one of those legs, right, 3 legs, and if you take one of those legs away, it's going to fall over, right? Because the camera stand will not be able to support itself with just 2 out of the 3 legs. So the psychology side is very important. And again, as mentioned, Stoic philosophy, Stoic ideas can help traders with that. Okay, so we can discuss some of those ideas here as we watch price. Okay, so the Nasdaq has made a new high. The S&P has not really done so, but it is back within that mitigation. I would be a little bit worried if I had shorted this originally, because now we're back inside that. So I would be concerned that we would be trading higher. The Dow has now traded higher as well. So we will see how this goes. Now I am logged into my paper trading account. If you guys want me to put some orders in, I can. We kind of see how it goes, but I don't really prefer to trade the Dow. But anyway, we have some down candles here that have supported price. Price has rallied. We left a small imbalance and some down candles here as well. So we'll see how it goes. Well, at least on a 2-minute. Okay, so we'll watch this. You have those 2 right there. Okay. So, in How to Think Like a Roman Emperor, again, I'll show you guys this one more time in case you want to write it down. How to Think Like a Roman Emperor by Donald Robertson, sorry. Okay. The Stoic philosophy of Marcus Aurelius. It's not trading above the head very distinctively. Let's see. I have a bunch of highlights in here too. So if you have never read Meditations before, I highly suggest it. Marcus opens Meditations with gratitude. Actually, he has a bunch of names of family members, friends, and kind of like what he learned from them, what he appreciates about them. And his predecessor, let me see, Antoninus, I guess, was the emperor before him, I think, if I remember that correctly. But anyway, the book says, in the Meditations, Marcus contemplates how his predecessor never sought out empty praise or approval from others. Instead, he was always willing to listen to other people's views and consider them carefully. He was meticulous in examining matters that required careful deliberation. He never rushed making a decision and was always willing to question his first impressions. And there's a little bit more, but though there's two sentences that I have highlighted there, and the last one is, he never rushed making a decision and was always willing to question his first impressions. What's good, Willow? Tapping in, very nice. I'm somewhat bullish on the Dow. I said somewhat because, you know, I don't know. That 5 minute isn't looking all that good. Kind of a, like, it traded higher, but it fell right off of that. So I'm not entirely sure that that's looking too good. But anyway, as a trader, I think it would be a good idea if we decide that we should not rush into a decision. We shouldn't rush into a trade and always question the first impression. Question if we're bullish or bearish, right? Don't just assume. You know, we have to question it. And of course, one of the more famous sayings from the Stoics, it is not things that upset us, but our judgment about them. So it's not that we take a losing trade that upsets us, but what we think about it, you know? Because rarely do we get emotional pain from losing a trade. For me, it's more like, well, I lost a trade, maybe I'm not good enough, you know, or, you know, we just get all these negative thoughts and it's not good, right? So that is what I think hurts more than just losing a trade itself. So on page 66, because most of you should have this book, because this was recommended last year as book of the month. So if you don't have it, shame on you. But on page 66, it says, the Stoic likewise tells himself that although the situation may appear frightening, the truly important thing in life is how he chooses to respond. So he reminds himself to view the storm with Stoic indifference and to respond with wisdom and courage while accepting his initial nervous reaction as harmless and inevitable. What he does not do, though, is make things worse for himself by continuing to worry. So think about that. Situations may appear frightening, but the truly important thing in life is how we choose to respond. So we take a losing trade, or maybe price goes against us, and it could be frightening. Oh, we're losing money, or we lost money. You know, it's frightening, but how do you respond to that? Do you revenge trade? Do you try to get back into the market? You try to make your money back quickly? You know, those may not be appropriate responses. To respond with wisdom and courage. Okay, so how do you respond with wisdom and courage? Well, think about it. What is wisdom, right? What is wisdom? Is it wise to try and get back into the market after you took a losing trade, trying to fight, you know, whatever it is that you're looking at? Is that a good idea? I don't think so. Personally, I don't think so. Okay. And again, that 5 minute close on that 1220 candle here, that's a little shaky. That is a little shaky. Okay, the S&P didn't make a new high on an intraday basis right there. At least not yet. It could, but it hasn't done so yet. The NASDAQ did. And we'll see what that does. We're going to take that low off as well. That's kind of getting in the way a little bit. What would y'all rather prefer to watch, the Dow or the S&P? Actually, we'll do a 1 minute S&P. You let me know. You ready to watch the Dow? What's up, Jasmine? Well, the Dow 1 minute is usually doo-doo. Well, at least the micros. E-mini could be a little bit better, but it's still kind of choppy a little bit. Let me see. And then I read a few chapters without a highlighter next to me, so I'm sure there's some things in here that I probably overlooked. It talks about communicating with others effectively. I won't do too much about that. Here's a good one. I've shared this idea before, but I will share it here again. Imagining that we're being observed helps us to pay more attention to our own character and behavior. That was from Seneca, Letters of a Stoic. I know that. So, because Seneca was writing to Lucilius, I think. And that was one of the letters in the latter part of the book near the end, where he talked about observing his actions at the end of the day, but then also on that same page to live as if other people were watching. And so I'm guessing that was later passed on to Marcus. I might have that history wrong, but whatever. So imagining that we're being observed helps us to pay more attention to our own character and behavior. So think about that. Because you guys are watching, right? You guys are watching me and we're watching the markets together. So would I want to take dumbass trades in front of y'all? Well, of course not. I don't want that. So am I gonna take dumb trades? Like, I would hope not. Like, so, like, for example, would I just long right now? Like, probably not. You know, I probably wouldn't do that. Me personally, I would want to wait for something high probability. And we're getting some movement, but it's not looking all that great to me just yet. You know? So now when I'm not streaming, when I'm not live or anything like that, if I imagine, or if I, you know, pretend, if you will, that everybody's watching, then I may not want to take certain trades. You know what I mean? So that's not a bad idea. Here's a good idea. On page 105 to 106, it was Epictetus who talked about evening meditation. So at the end of the day, right, when it's bedtime, it's evening time, you can ask yourself 3 simple questions. 1, what did you do badly? Did you allow yourself to be ruled by irrational fears or unhealthy desires? Did you act badly or allow yourself to indulge in irrational thoughts? Okay, that's the first question. What did you do badly? Did you over leverage? Did you forget to journal? Did you revenge trade? You know, did you trade just for the sake of trading? And whatever other mistakes that there are that you did. Okay, so getting a little bit of sharp movement there, a little bit lower. Number 2, what did you do well? Did you make progress by acting wisely? Praise yourself and reinforce what you want to repeat. I like that part. Praise yourself and reinforce what you want to repeat. So what did you do well? Well, I followed my trade plan. I journaled. I liked John's YouTube video, and you know, I subscribed to his channel so I don't miss future content and everything, and you know, all that. And the third one is, what could you do differently? Did you omit any opportunities to exercise virtue or strength of character? How could you have handled things better? Again, the third one is, what could you do differently? I like that. So I'll briefly go over the 3 questions really quick, just in case you're taking notes, which I hope you are, but if you're not, then, well, we're going to do what we're going to do, right? At the end of every day, so in the evening time before you go to sleep, number 1, what did you do badly? Number 2, what did you do well? And number 3, what could you do differently? And I have those same things as well. I actually have, it's on my wall, morning meditations, midday meditations, and evening meditations. And that was actually inspired not by this book, but by meditations, which is in there. So mine's a little bit different though. Morning, midday, and evening. But either way. Let's see what else we got in here. Because not everything is applicable to trading. I'm trying to stick to the ones that are applicable to trading. Ooh, all right. Here's one. Here's one you ought to write down. Okay. If you're not taking notes, grab a pen, please. Okay, please. Check this out. The wise man loves life and is grateful for the opportunities it gives him, but he accepts that everything changes and nothing lasts forever. Okay, I'll say that one more time because I know you're all writing it down, right? The wise man loves life and is grateful for the opportunities it gives him, but he accepts that everything changes and nothing lasts forever. So as a trader, we could tweak this a little bit. The wise trader loves trading and is grateful for the opportunities the markets provide, but he accepts that price changes and trends don't last forever. You know what I mean? You see how easy that was? Trades don't last forever. The market won't trade in our direction forever. So there you have it. There's some smart money stoicism, if you will. Smart money stoicism, if you will. Olu, I'll put it in the chat for you. I'll do that. I'll write it out for you. Oh man, people are attacking me in some fucking ridiculousness. Spam accounts and whatnot. Now, if you're a woman, you can always change it to the wise woman loves life. Okay, so there's no, it's just Stoic philosophy, they spoke mostly to men, so everything was written like it was towards men. Even though they believed women should learn Stoicism, it's just in a class full of men, predominantly they spoke, you know, to men about men. So it's rare that they talk about he or she, her, you know, stuff like that. So I would not, you know, be against writing woman instead of man if that's what you want to do. For the opportunities it gives him, but he accepts that everything changes and nothing lasts forever. Okay. As soon as you said that, I thought you were going to go somewhere controversial. No, not controversial. Musonius Rufus, he actually answered that in that one should disdain hardships. It was asked, you know, should women learn Stoicism? And he obviously answered like a philosopher, you know, and fucking all these things, you know, he goes on, but he basically, in a short, concise answer, said yes. Women should learn Stoicism because everyone should live in accordance with nature. Why would it wouldn't make sense for only men to live in accordance with nature or only adults to live in accordance with nature. He's saying, look, men, women, children, you know, should all want to live in accordance with nature. Okay. Is the stream cool? Because it's telling me that we're lagging a little bit. Let's just do a sound check really quick. And I'll pin that one. I want to know your thoughts on Michael Burry tweet about 2000, 2008, and 2023. It's all the same people full of greed, take the stupid risk and fail money and doesn't predict because it all works so well. Michael Burry, I think, is a guy who, I'm not going to say he was lucky because he did his research and all that, and he made a lot of money in the financial crisis in 08 and 09. Okay. You know, I've watched The Big Short, really good movie, and everything else, but the guy pretty much shorts like everything. And I'm not trying to talk shit, but Michael Burry to me is like a one-hit wonder. Like, okay, you did one really good thing one time, and now you're just throwing a bunch of darts at the wall hoping that it sticks. I mean, the guy says some shit and then deletes his tweets and then deletes his Twitter account like all the time, and that's just weird to me. That's just really weird. He was shorting Tesla and it mooned, so I don't know, man. Like, I don't really pay attention a lot to that guy. And look, I respect him, you know, I respect him as a person and for what he has done, but I don't really care to follow him or to listen to what he says. He just doesn't benefit me. I can't use what he says to my benefit, and I just don't get a lot out of that. So with all due respect, it's just not my cup of tea. Does that make sense? So hopefully that answers that. I mean, if you guys want me to get controversial, I'll get controversial. But if we're gonna put this, if we're gonna save this as a video, then I may save the controversy for another time. And thank you guys for the sound check. The stream's good. The stream's good. Appreciate that. You got by Swiss Frank. Marco got by Swiss Frank. we might take a look at that in a little bit as well, but I want to continue on Smart Money Stoic, or Smart Money Stoics. We'll go with that. On page 174, he talks about functional analysis and value judgments and whatever. But this is what I have highlighted. He says, fear of pain makes cowards out of us all and limits our sphere of life. Right? Fear of pain makes cowards out of all of us and limits our sphere of life. So think about that. How many times have we not wanted to take a trade because we were fearful of taking a loss? It's cowardice, right? So there's some application there as well. I'm telling you, man, there's a lot of good stuff in this book. You just gotta read. And I don't want to give out too much of this book either. You know, I'm not gonna read the whole thing to you, but those are a few of the highlights of what I have in here. Oh, here's another good one. Here's another good one. The wise man will not get upset about things that lie beyond his direct control, such as other people's actions. So think about that. Let's tweak that a little bit. The wise trader will not get upset about things that lie beyond their control, such as the market. So if you take a break-even trade, why would you be upset about that? You don't control the market. You only control where you put your orders in. And that's that. Oh, I'm upset. I got to break even. I'm upset. Why are you upset? You didn't lose money. You didn't lose money, so why are you upset? You're probably upset because you missed out if it got you out and then it went your direction. So that's what you're really mad about. Man, I missed the move. Right. But at least you didn't lose money. So we gotta tweak the way we think, right? We gotta tweak things a little bit. All right, and that's it up until page 240. And there's only 200 and... Let me see. 270 pages. So I've only got about 25, 30 pages left of it, and that's a wrap. So, again, you know, people come on and off the stream, so I'll share this one more time yet again. That book is How to Think Like a Roman Emperor by Donald Robertson, The Stoic Philosophy of Marcus Aurelius. So if you haven't read it, you want to pick it up, you can do that. You can do that. Okay? I might drop a link in the description. That way, if we end up putting this on YouTube, it'll be there. So, oh my God, it's already 12:48. We've been here almost 45 minutes already, or 50 minutes already. That's crazy. That's crazy. Surprised we've been here that long. It's always the winners I'm scared to take. Yeah, I've been there too. I've been there too. What's a Stoic lesson that you had to experience to truly understand? All of it. All of it. That life is not what happens to you, but how you respond to it. And the first time I heard that, I think, was in my mid-20s. And I was like, all right, that's cool, but like, whatever. But I didn't realize that that was, you know, Stoic philosophy or anything. So when you're 25 to 30, because I'll be 30 at the end of this year. Okay. A lot of what I'm learning now, the last 5 years, 6 years, when I learn something, I will think about past experiences. So I'll go, all right, life's not about what happens to you, but how you respond. And I'll go, okay, that makes a lot of sense, because in certain situations, I wanted to respond a certain way, but did not, and I was rewarded for not responding a certain way. Or I responded a certain way, and I got absolutely wrecked because of it. So, quick story. I was at a job one time in 2013. This was about 10 years ago. And I was a waiter at Steak and Shake, if you guys know what that is. And one, I was the only waiter that was there, because it was like 2 or 3 in the afternoon. It was really slow, and some of the other girls were coming in, but I was the only one that was like on the floor at the time. And I remember this lady came in with her son or daughter, I think, and then like another couple came in, and I just have a couple tables, and I forget to ring up this drink for the lady. She had a tea, actually, and that her tea was like messed up somehow. And so I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna charge you for the tea. But the other group, the other table, I forgot to ring their drink up accidentally. So my manager, Bobby, okay, look, I want to be professional, I really do, but she was very bitter. She was very overweight. Oh my heavens, she was huge, okay? Just really had a bad attitude, bad outlook on life, probably a lot of things at home were not good. Like, I don't know, but she did not like me very much. And I'm a white man. I'm not going to tell you what she was, but she wasn't white, okay? And she was being transferred to another store because another manager told me, this was after the fact, but it made a lot of sense going back and looking at it. But she was being transferred, and that was her last day, and her numbers were bad, right? Like her sales, right? So she just wasn't performing well for the company, so they were transferring her, and this was her last day. And on her last day, what she was trying to do was get me fired. And she was like, look, you're not ringing up these people's drinks. I just think you're trying to get bigger tips. Like, like go home. Like, I clocked you out. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, shut the fuck up. And I was like, I'm not going nowhere. Like I basically did that Jordan Belfort when he was on stage. He was like, I'm not fucking leaving. Right? Like that was me. I was like, I'm not fucking leaving. She was like, all right, well, I'm gonna call the cops. Now, personally, I didn't think she was going to do it. I was like, you're not going to call the cops. I was like, I'm a fucking 19-year-old kid who's waiting tables. You're not going to call the cops. So like a few minutes go by and the phone rings, and it's Adam. Adam was the store owner at the time. And I'm like, hey, Adam, what's up? I was like, I'm kind of busy right now. And I'm the only one on the floor. I've got some tables. What can I do? And he was like, look, man, you gotta go. Like you need to leave. And he was very respectful, though. He wasn't mad. He was just like, he was trying to explain the situation. Very respectful guy. And as he's talking to me, no shit, as he's talking to me, the first police car pulls up. Police come inside, and I go, Adam, I gotta go. Bam, and I hung up on him. Police comes in, and I start talking to him. He asks for my ID and everything. And second car pulls up, a couple more cops come out, and then the third car shows up, and a fourth cop comes in. And I'm like, holy shit, there's 3 squad cars here, lights on and everything, and there's 4 policemen here. Or one of them might have been a woman, I think, but I just remember there was 4 of them distinctly. And I'm going, are you fucking kidding me right now? So they escorted me out, And I don't know, after like maybe 20 minutes, they give me back my driver's license, and I get in my car and I go about my way. Now, here's what I had really fucked up. I lost control after this. Is I'm driving home, and my mom texted me, and she's like, "Hey, I'm gonna come by," or she's like, "I went by your work to come say hi, and you weren't there." And because she didn't know that I had got, escorted out by police. And so emotionally, I texted Bobby. And I will never tell another person what I told her, but what I can tell you is this. I texted her 2-page text message. And I don't even want to repeat what I called her. You would judge me. It was not good. Okay? It was not good. Now, the next day, or 2 days after that, I'm texting Adam and I'm going, "Hey, I heard that Bobby's been transferred. Can I come back to work?" And he goes, "Look, man," he's like, "I like having you here." He's like, you do really well. I like having you here. However, I can't let you back. I saw and I read what you texted Bobby, and I needed no further explanation. I said, "Fair enough." I literally was like, "Fair enough." So, in hindsight, if I had not texted Bobby, that really just, bro, the fucking devil would be proud of what I told her. You know what I mean? Like, it was bad. Okay. If I had not done that, I think I would have been able to go back to work. So the situation itself, it was how I responded. I chose to respond how I did. But dude, like I said, she was like 40 something. I'm like a 19-year-old kid. Are you going to expect a 19-year-old kid to behave properly and to live in accordance with nature? I'm no fucking Marcus Aurelius, dude. Like, come on, So I just remember stories like that, and that I could have just went home and not said anything, but I was thrown over emotionally because my mom had stopped by to say hi and I wasn't there. So that, hurt me emotionally. And that's when I fucking let Bobby have it, bro. Dude. Yeah. So anyway, you want to know what's really awkward, since we're already here and Price isn't doing anything? What's really crazy is that I found another job and I made more money after that, which was cool. And about 6 months later, I'm waiting tables at another restaurant, Cheddar's. And I shit you not, Bobby and her family come in for dinner, and they go to my table. They go to my fucking table. So I walked up and I looked at Bobby and she was there with her husband and her kids. Now 6 months had gone by, so me, I'm over it. I'm like 3 weeks from leaving for the Navy anyway. Like, I don't give a shit. I got money now. I'm fixing to go off to the military. Like, I really don't care. And I literally just showed up to the table, and I looked at Bobby and I was like, I can go and get another server if you want. She's like, no. She's like, if you're cool, I'm cool. I'm like, yeah, I don't care. So everything was fine. She did leave a shitty tip though, but I wasn't even mad. I was like, typical, typical Bobby and her bullshit. So But it's just life, man. In life, you meet adults that act like children, and it is what it is. But at the end of the day, it is true. I chose to respond how I did. You know, I chose to say those things, and all that. So in the end, it worked out for the best. But having that story in the back of my mind, I just remember that no matter what happens, I can pause for a minute and I can decide, what am I going to do about it? Am I going to let it go, or am I going to respond? Because believe me, that is not the first time that John Phibb has said some things to people. Okay? Because one time I did say something and police were involved yet again. But we're not gonna dive too deep into all that. People just loved calling the police on me, bro. And I swear, I shit you not, dude. I think it's because I'm white. I really do. I really do. I've had the police calling me at least 3 times. It might have been 4, but at least 3 times. And every single time, like, nothing ever happened. You know, it's like, why are you calling police? Like, it's not even that serious. I've never threatened anybody's life, but yet they still did that shit. Shit, I had the police call me one time. Like, is this Jonathan Flood? I'm like, yeah, how can I help you? They're like, well, we heard such and such and such. I'm like, dude, I'm at home playing Xbox right now. What the fuck are you talking about? You know? But look, I'll tell it to you this way. I know how to really, really make someone mad. I really do. I know how to press people's buttons. I know how to twist your emotions. I know how to just make you fucking mad, especially if you're a different race. And I know that sounds really fucked up. And it is. But it's true. But I'm not that way anymore. I'm not that way. Because I just learned that it's just better to not do that. It used to be fun though. I used to watch and enjoy people getting mad. Like, look at you getting mad. But once it got to the point where police started getting involved, I was like, all right, I've had enough. You people can't handle it. You know? Stay out the kitchen type shit. You know what I mean? And they didn't fuck with me after that. I have some more stories that way too, if you ever want to know. Like, dude, I'm telling you, I did some fucked up shit back then. But I tell you what, I got people to no longer like try to fuck with me anymore. I became unfuckwithable. Look, don't throw stones if you live in a glass house, folks. That's all I'm saying. Especially if I know you. If I know you and I hang around you, I know all your flaws. I know all of them. And guess what? I'm gonna ball all that up and throw it right back at you. I was thinking about this the other day too. You know? It's like if you take what a good person is, right? Like, what is a good person? And the majority of us would say, you know, treat people how you want to be treated, you know, be nice, and you know, give compliments, stuff like that, right? And the formula for being an absolute horrendous person is just being the opposite, right? So instead of being nice, to be horrendous, you give insults, right? And instead of being nice, you be mean. And trust me, I know how to do that. But I'm telling you, I don't like to do those things. I don't do them anymore. It's been a very long time since then. But I just know that people can be, you know, mean and upsetting, but I can be fucking worse. and I had to prove it. You know, it was just one of those. I was young and dumb, man. I was like, look, you want a fucking war with John Fib? I'll give you one. And it always ended the same way. So, but yes. And I've been reading the chat, just haven't been getting back to it. So just give me a second. Holding my tongue in difficult yeah, I hold my tongue now too. But this is like the younger John Phibbs. I was toxic as fuck. I used to be a really toxic trader too. But I changed my ways. I mean, for the most part, I have. My friends have told me that. You must have used a lot of sentence enhancers from the dumpster SpongeBob reference. Oh yeah. Shit. Might have even gotten me a felony, to be honest. Some of the things I said probably could have landed me as a felon. No, I didn't spit on her food though. That's illegal. That is definitely, you'll become a felon for that, is what I heard. But I never did no shit like that. Ali says, no one ever calls police on me. I don't know, man. People do things for a lot of various reasons. And personally, I thought racism was over with. You know, I thought we eradicated racism already. But I grew up and realized that was not true. And since we're here and you guys want me to get controversial, here, I'll say it. In today's world, it's like there is racism, but a lot of it is not from white people. A lot of it is against white people. But I'm not going to go too far into that. Because like me, I'm over it. Oh, you want to call me this, call me that? Okay. There is not a name that you can call me today that I have not been called already. Oh, John's this, John's that. Okay, well, real creative. Move on. You know what I mean? So I'm over it. What time frame is the larger chart? This is a 5-minute time frame. The one to the left is a 5-minute, and the one to the right is a 2-minute. And this entire afternoon session has been disgusting. It's been not doing a lot. So, but are you surprised? Because I said in here we were stuck within that range, not just the range, but we came off the higher time frame imbalance, and then we traded up and responded from this 5-minute mitigation, and we haven't done anything since then. That's not a surprise. That's not a surprise at all. Nick says, I can relate with so many things you said, but thank God I changed too. Yeah. Good thing no one recorded you saying, yeah. Yeah. If like Bobby came back and posted what I had said, yeah, that wouldn't be good. But then again, that was 9 years ago. I mean, we've all said things we shouldn't have said 10 years ago. But the only difference is that I'm telling you I said those things. It's not a secret. Like, I'm telling you, I used to be that way and I'm not anymore, at least for the most part. But most people really don't come after me anymore. You know, once you get past the, oh, you're a fraud, this and that. Once you get past like the death threats and everything, after that, it's fucking smooth sailing, bro. And yes, I've received death threats after I published my book 2 years ago. But after that, there's nothing that you could say that is going to frighten me at all. Nothing. Oh, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do... Okay, do it. Do it. You know what I mean? So most 99.9% of people, they just talk. They're all talk, they're no walk. And I've learned that. You know? When do you decide it's enough trading for the week, or at least enough position taking? Do you aim for a specific percentage? No. On Wednesday, that 40-point move we saw in the S&P, that's a type of move that you can be done for the week. So we've already had 2 significant price movements this week. Okay, if you go to the daily time frame, well, okay, that looks like that doesn't really look all that good. I think Amazon might be here. We had that move from the other day. We had that move yesterday. And so it's like we've had significant movements to the upside already. And so now that it's Friday, there is a possibility that we may not really get too much movement. I mean, we definitely got some downside movement. You know, that's there. But as far as like upside potential, I think it's fairly limited today. Oh. Okay. So I don't know what's next. These may be... Did we just leave equal highs right there? Yes, we did. Not the cleanest per se, but the E-mini has it too. So we'll put that up there. We'll put that there. That could be attacked in the last hour. Maybe. Not too sure yet. Our morning's low is 39.32, 39.33, whatever. And one of you said we had a divergence here. I mean, we do, because the Dow did trade higher there. And I think we pointed that out a little bit earlier too. The S&P wasn't able to do that. And unless you're pointing to this one where the NASDAQ is higher here while the other indices are lower. That could be something worth noting as well. That could be worth noting as well. So what I'm going to do is take that off, and we'll leave this down here. But I would be curious to see if those equal highs are going to get taken today. I just think it would be better if those highs, instead of being here, if they were up here instead. Like if the equal highs had set the high, I would be more convinced with that than to have a set of highs below 2 other highs. Like that to me isn't really all that ideal. But hey, this is what we got, and this is what it is. Know what I'm saying? Why would someone send you death threats over your trading book? I have no fucking idea. The internet's a wild place. There's some idiot from New York. That's why comments on my YouTube were off for a long time. Because I logged on and I would have fucking... Dude, they were like, oh, you're fat. You're this, you're that. Like, dude, it was a massive amount of things that people were saying. That's why I turned comments off altogether. Because I'm like, this is stupid. It's also the same reason my book went #1 too, so there's a trade-off there. But hey, man, It is what it is. I'm a peaceful guy, but if they want the smoke, we got it tucked. Qualified expert at the range. I'll reach out and touch. Well, I was in the Navy, so I did carry an M16, which I qualified expert in, as well as the M9. And I have a Glock 23 here with an extended magazine. So it holds 40 rounds. Or no. The extended mag, I think holds 40. Yeah. 40 rounds. So that's why I'm at peace, bro. I'm at peace because most people just talk, they don't walk. And even if they did, okay, do it. But most people aren't going to go that far. They're not going to go that far. It's just a waste of time. Most people just waste time talking nonsense. It's just like, who are you, bro? Like, you're not going to do anything. Just relax. You know, I'm curious if this is going to be a run on stops or if it's going to run our morning low. Or if we come down, run our morning low, and then reverse and grab the highs. But I don't have my relative strength chart up today. Because I don't think we really got like a divergence down in there. So that may not be professional accumulation. So to me, we have a low of the day, but that might not remain the low of the day. It could, but I don't know. If there was a divergence here, I would be more convinced that we would run these highs. So we'll see what we do. But it is hard to tell. 15-minute looks like not all that much. The 5-minute, I mean, it looks like there's almost this trend line here. Kinda, not really. But if you take this short-term low and this short-term low, I'm trying to see like how we react off of that. You know what I mean? And that's why I'm saying that. Damn it. Did it not fucking... I'm trying to see if we react off of that as if it is a stop run to then run the highs. I would be watching for that. Does that make sense? Ricky. Yeah, I saw Ricky. You fucking shorted the NASDAQ earlier today. And you didn't give me the signal, man. You didn't give me the signal. What's up with that shit? Ricky out here shorting like way up here. Didn't tell nobody. Well, maybe you did. But I was waiting for that text message. I was waiting for the signal, Ricky. So what's up with that shit? We're supposed to be a team, man. You give me the signal, and then I give it to everyone else and act like it was mine. You know what I mean? Isn't that the dream team right there? I take credit for all your work, right? The yellow mitigation, does that mean we have to enter that trade to the downside 3 times, or what should we look for? I'm not sure. What do you mean? to the downside 3 times. What can you ask the question again, or rephrase that question? What would be one advice to a trader who has a good comprehension of the technical analysis but sometimes struggle with his psychology? Oh man, we just went over a bunch of shit earlier today. This entire stream has been about that. So rewatch the stream. But I don't give advice. I don't give trading advice. Nick wants a Glock 2, but the law in Germany, yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know much about Germany. Let me hop on with you next Friday. Next Friday, I've actually got a guest planned already. Either next Tuesday or maybe the Friday after that. Just text me. Just text me. What's so funny, Jasmine? What's so funny? I want to laugh too. Or are you talking about you talking about me taking credit? No, I would never do that, bro. I would never do that. It's just a running joke I have with some other traders. Cause like you know, it's just like that meme of the clown I sent you guys a couple days ago. Call out both directions, and if one of them's right, you know, then we're never wrong. It's like, get the fuck out of here. The dream team, yeah. My boy said legacy moves. Hey, you know what? That's in 48 Laws of Power. You know, let other people do the work, but you take all the credit. That's some 48 Laws of Power shit. But I don't know how people just don't see right through that. How do you not see right through someone taking credit for someone else's shit? You know? Like our one of our upper management in the Navy, right? It's like, oh, they're responsible for this, that, and the third, and you know, they painted this and maintenance that. It's like, you didn't fucking paint that, I painted it. You didn't maintenance that equipment, I fucking did that. You know? So like, I just, it's crazy, you know? What is the definition of price? Is it the conviction and the belief people have of what's going to happen in the future? No. No. People don't move the market. Your belief doesn't move the market. Your emotions don't move the market. Everybody and their mom could go long right now on the fucking S&P and it can still go down to 39, 32. Okay? Contracts don't move markets. Volume doesn't move markets. That's why I don't look at that. That's why I don't look at that. Price is whatever it says it is. 39.43 and a quarter. That's what the current price is. Price is price. I don't know what the definition of price would be. It's whatever's displayed on your screen. That's what the current price is. Now, that sounds like something Mark Douglas would say. But I don't listen to anybody and also agree with 100% of what they say. You know what I'm saying? Are you still in IM Academy? Yes. I did answer that earlier, but we have been here for an hour and a half, so. But yes, I am. We have no Second Amendment type of thing, guns for protection is a big no-no in Germany. Oh man. Nope. We Americans, we love our guns, man. All right. So let's see, because we're not really reacting off of those lows. It could still be a stop run, but at this point it kind of looks unlikely. So let's see if we get 39.33. Let's see if we get that. Dow 31,966. Nasdaq, I don't know, probably could take that low too, but I'm not sure. Oh shit, you know what, Ali was right. You were right. That divergence there, and then little mitigation right there too, from like 8 minutes ago. Oh, we kind of missed that. We kind of missed that. S&P, I wouldn't have done the same thing. It was kind of quick right there. I wouldn't have done anything with that. But the Nasdaq though, it broke that here a little bit more distinctively and then rallied up. And then you see that up candle here as well. I mean, that's really small time frame, but hey. Well, I guess we missed that. Or at least I did. I mean, we were looking at the S&P probably at that time anyway. But Ali, you were correct. So we finally got a move in one direction though, because we consolidated in here for a while. I was pretty much talking to you that whole time, and then we finally got some direction. So now the question to me is, if we get down here, how do we react? That's going to be the question. Oh, they have stickers now. What the fuck is this? Is that Elon Musk with a rocket? Bro, who comes up with this shit? What is that? Okay. Well, that's new. I didn't see that the other day. That's got to be new. That's just weird. I joined 25 minutes ago. Well, yeah. We had daylight savings time in the US 3 or 4 nights ago. Or recently. So that's probably why. We had time zone change recently. All right, so let me just scrunch this over a little bit. So yeah, I guess that mitigation did hold after all. It just spent a lot of time there though. Long time. Excuse me. Keep yawning again. I don't know why, dude. It must be the weather, man. got to be the weather. I see no other explanation. It's not called mooning anymore. It's called Marsing. All right. Well, I don't know what kind of Gen Z shit any of this is, bro. Wrecked. That one's kind of okay. Wrecked. I guess. Well, my camera is probably right there, so you probably can't see all of it, but all right. Anyway, so what I'm looking at, what I'm watching is simultaneously is just on this 5-minute time frame. There's an imbalance here. If you were convinced that we were going to this low, that to me would be shortable. But the question then becomes risk reward. Like if you shorted 41, I don't even know where the stop would be really. I guess 48.5, but it's hard to get a 1 to 3 based on that. I mean, your stop would have to be really tight, and that's asking for a lot. Because a stop right here would be really tight, and the only reason I put it there is because that's where this up candle is at. Or like probably that. You know what I mean? So it would be seeing if that 5-minute imbalance acts as a short for that low down here. But I will tell you this. I find it hard for me to short when we have equal highs. Okay? Like because of that, I would not want to take that. Even if it pans out, that's fine. But because of those equal highs up there, like just to me and my own trade plan, like my own personal, ideas about the market, I don't long when there's equal lows and I don't short when there's equal highs. Now, if you were going to take this, it would likely be one of those trades that I would go break even as fast as possible. You know what I mean? As fast as possible. Because in reality, if this thing is going to run that low, then it should do it relatively soon. You know what I mean? And I don't know who keeps ringing the doorbell. Must have a bunch of shit coming in. Damn. Can y'all hear the doorbell? There it is again. How do you know a valid mitigation? Do we look for breaker structure? And how many times does price need to tap into mitigation? And does mitigation also mean a breaker? I call this a mitigation. Okay? You can call it whatever you want. You could call it a fucking knick-knack paddywhack for all, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't matter. Names don't matter, but context does. There's an imbalance here too. right there. So to me, that first time is tradable, but I don't like taking it a second or a third time. That's just me personally. Okay. But if we had shorted up here, which we didn't, I didn't short that. But if we were, as of right now, I would feel fairly confident that this low would be swept. And I would feel fairly confident that this imbalance would hold to go lower. And if not, that's fine. But again, as I've already said, I don't like shorting the market when there is open equal highs. Okay? I've been burned too many times by putting my stop at equal highs and being on the wrong side of the market. Okay? PTSD, if you will. So I just don't do that. But the best mitigation, in my opinion, is the one that also has an imbalance within it. And that's a huge fucking leap for a lot of people. Okay? So hopefully that answers your question. You should get a security camera so you don't have to get up? Yeah, I should. I should do that. Have like get a vertical monitor or something, and then a fourth monitor for the camera. Like, is it Amazon? Is that someone trying to sell me some shit? Like, what's going on? Can you guys hear the music? Or is it too low? I've had it on this whole time. We've been chilling this whole time. Willow has 5 cameras. Oh, you're ready. Sheesh. Dude, I saw a clip yesterday of someone playing Call of Duty, and they put a camera up in the corner, right? They had the BOMB planted, right? And they put the camera in the corner and then closed the door, went outside and checked the camera, marked the enemy, and then would go in front of the door and shoot them through the door. You know what I mean? So like what would really be cool is like night vision goggles, or like a heat sensing equipment. So like if someone busts into your house and you just have like a wooden door, and then boom, they come in, they get in front of that door, and you just get them through the door. You know what I mean? They would have never saw it coming. That'd be sick. Apple Watch, and whenever there's people moving, I get a picture preview. Oh, that's cool. I don't have an Apple Watch though. So that 5-minute imbalance looks like it's being respected. So that's the reaction, at least, that we wanted. So again, if this was me, I shit you not, if this was me, as soon as this, if price trades below 39.36, I would go break even, because we do have like a small time frame imbalance there on a 1 minute, like right here. Like so price may you know, come back a little bit for that, but I'd be watching this and I would have my stop, you know, wherever it is. Let's just say, oops, let's just say it was still here. I'd be watching simultaneously this 5-minute and 1 minute. The 5 minutes giving a good reaction there, and the 1 minute I'm watching, okay, we're gonna break down. Now at 41, if that's the entry that we had it set here, okay, then we need to see it run, and my stop would probably go to 40 if I can put it there. Not yet. Like not yet, but that's where it would go here in a minute. If I was being super aggressive with the stop. Okay. So it's trading into that 1 minute imbalance. And if that breaks, then might be wrong. But you see, if we had gone break even, we'd be out right now. Okay. But I would wait. And if it was me, I would want to see price run like probably with between now and then maybe like the next 10 minutes or so. I wouldn't want to spend a lot of time at that 5 minute imbalance. Unless we were in from way up here, then I'd have a little bit more breathing room on that. But given the super small time frame, I would want to manage that way more aggressively than from up here. You know what I'm saying? So it looks like we came back for that 1 minute imbalance here. Now we just wait. So again, at 39.36, I would want to see expansion lower. Unless price is going to fucking troll me like it did the other day. Where it went to our level by like one, it stopped short like 1 or 2 points and then reversed, which was crazy. But price is allowed to do that. It's going to do whatever it's going to do. Let's just check the other indices real quick. Ooh. The Dow is not taking that low. The NASDAQ has not either. That's interesting. Anyway. Sorry, keep watching this. Let's see. We have 18 minutes left in the day, and then not the day, but until we get to the last hour. Sorry, that's what I meant. But this is where my impatience would be getting the best of me. I'd be going, dude, we gotta run, man. We gotta run. But we'll just give it some time, ladies and gents. We'll just give it some time. Bruno says took 1.4% on a 100K account. Very nice. It's a good Friday, man. It's a good way to end the week and head into the weekend. So very nice. So that 41 level in our hypothetical example, right? If that was our entry, it's now back at the entry, which is still okay. It's just not one of those movements that we're in and then in our direction and then staying in our direction for a while. It just hasn't done that. It's spent quite a bit of time there. And now do you guys see why I'm an impatient person? Because like the thing is, I don't fear being wrong. I could be wrong. And if I am, why would I want to take a 6 you know, 6.25 point loss on that, when I could just say, you know what, I'll just get out of break even and be fine. I don't like holding open wrists for a long time. And here we have another, printing another 5-minute candle. Now we're at the next, actually this is the open of a 15-minute candle. So if it was me, if I had not gone break even already, I would likely do it now, because the 15-minute has no wick on the upside and price could deliver up there. And if it's already in my favor 3 or 4 points, I might as well just go break even, just in case I happen to be wrong on the pullback and it ends up going where I originally wanted it to. Know what I'm saying? But you know what? We may as well be here for the rest of the day. Unless price does some bullshit and we hop off, I'll go, okay, like whatever. We'll just call it a week and be done. And we're just going to cycle through real quick. I just want to see the Dow. We haven't taken that. The NASDAQ. Oh, yeah, not even close. Not even close. Anyways, so it's been almost 2 hours. I haven't done this a lot today, but if you've gotten some value out of today's discussion, out of today's presentation, if you will, go ahead and give the video a like. I would greatly appreciate that. Make sure to subscribe as well if you aren't already subscribed. I'm gonna have more guests on here next week, and we're going to be getting into some memberships here pretty soon too. Just so you know, I got some really cool stuff ready to go for that. Really cool stuff ready to go for that. And I'm excited because that's going to be fun. That is going to be fun. If you guys had fun on Wednesday, you're definitely going to have fun when we get those memberships up and rolling. My trade management and thought process is 99% same as learned from you and still following. How's that been working for you? How much would that be? John, my memberships are not going to be expensive. I'm guessing 5 and 10. 5 and 10. But that's not set in stone yet. Nothing is set in stone right now. Except for me thinking that 39, 33 is on the table. That I still think is on the table. It's just, I want to see expansion lower. Because I'm impatient. I want to see it. I want to see it. I want to be right. I'm not in on a live trade, just so you guys know. Like, I'm not in on a live trade. I just want to be right. That's all. That's all that means. So you see how we're coming back a little bit? There's no wick on the 15-minute upside candle. Oh, there you go. Now you have it. See what I mean? That 15-minute candle had no wick on the upside. Now it does. And that was the pullback I was expecting. And that's why, like, to me, I would have wanted to just say fuck it, 2 or 3 and be done. Unless, again, I hope I'm not confusing you, but unless we were in from up here, or that mitigation up here, then I'd be more lenient with the pullbacks on here, because On this big move lower, these pullbacks are not significant. But on a 1 minute time frame, if we had entered at 41, I would want to see us run lower. Like, you keep pulling back, fucking run lower. You know? And sometimes those low time frame entries may not always do that. What we did on Wednesday, price may not always do that. You know what I mean? Price does this shit sometimes where it spends a lot of time around your entry and then kind of goes your way and then kind of comes back and you're going, oh my God, just run the low already, please. Just run the low. Stop messing around. Ooh, there's 39.36. So if we had practiced enough patience, 39.40 would now, I would move my stop to 39.40. To lock in the one. So we would cover commission and a little bit more and be at a, you know, risk-free per se. And then I'd want to see this low get wrecked. With aggression. With aggression. It shouldn't just do it casually. It could, but it should run that like with some fairly strong candles to the downside. So the last two candles have been blessed. Nice expansion lower there. And that was what I would want to continue to see. Oh, there's that fucking expansion lower. See how quick that was? See how it just kind of like vanished from 39.34 straight down to 31.5. It just blink of an eye. It just snapped right there. That's what you want, big fella. That's what you want. That's what you want. Mind blowing. It's almost effortless now and also less stressful. Yeah. That's awesome. All right. So, do you see how we did that? Okay. Because, you know, look, I'm not going to claim I'm the best YouTuber because I'm not. I would never say no shit like that. But do you see how we watched this 5-minute imbalance and then run to this low? Do you see how we did that? The 5-minute respected it, and then we wanted to see expansion lower, and we got expansion lower. We talked about this 1-minute imbalance. Price did come back for that. But then it did what? Expanded lower. Right? So if you don't think that price is predictable, rewatch the stream, dude. Rewatch the stream. Now that definitely is a scalp from 39.41 to 39.33. But if you remember, I told you the risk reward is a little skewed because there's a 1 to 3, right? But if you took partials there, let's just say at the low, that's only like a 1 to 1. Like that to me, you know, 1 to 1, man. I don't know. I like 1 to 3s, but we may not end up expanding that much lower. But we took that low. Now let's see how we react. That same question mark is here. Because we discussed earlier, if we take that low and react accordingly, we may end up coming back to 39.64. I mean, if we're going to take those equal highs, we might as well take the others. We don't have to. But price is going to have to really show expansion if we're going to get there today. So, for those of you that have seen my work called Scalper's Paradise, you have now witnessed that in real time. Pretty cool, man. Pretty cool. Now, look, I'm not trying to be a badass, okay? I'm not trying to do all this extra shit, but if we just took liquidity and we have potential upside movement, this may end up being a mitigation. And I don't always recommend ping-ponging the market, okay? But if we're gonna get some serious expansion on the upside, that may be it. I'll tell you what, I'll paper this. I'll just paper it. You guys good with that? I'm pretty sure this is a paper account. Yeah. 39.41.75. If that's our low of the day, 39.31. What do we say? 64? That may not be a 1 to 3. May have to tighten the stop a little bit. Yeah, 1 to 3 is way up there. I mean, I guess we could. Unless we tighten the stop to there. There's a 1 to 3 right there. All right, we'll put that in. Now, again, please understand. Okay, please understand. This is not a real account. This is a paper account. Okay, we're just studying price. I'm not saying to take this on a live account, so please don't get the wrong idea. We're just studying what we're doing here in the afternoon. Okay? But we'll see. We will see what we do. Divergence again, hopefully set in the low. Ali has to go. All right, well, I mean, you've been here for 2 hours, you know, it's a long time. So I appreciate you being here. Have a good Friday as well. I'll see you next week. But yeah, I'm not gonna make memberships expensive. The stream is still gonna be here, but the memberships are not gonna be expensive. For that reason, Cunley. I think that's how you say that. I'm not sure. But anyways, yeah, we'll watch it. We will watch this for the rest of the day. Dow took that low as well. We've already looked at that. The NASDAQ has not done so. So that could be our run. If that's a run on liquidity to the downside, if this thing wants to run higher, it could. And if it does, 39.64 could be on the table. So theoretically, price shouldn't come back to that low. It can, but theoretically it shouldn't. Let's see. Man, might have to take a break. Let's just move this over. Fucking magnet tool. There we go. So now what we're gonna do is scrunch this up a little bit and move this a little bit too. How long would you wait to enter when the new hour starts? Would you enter a few minutes before, after, or wait for the 15-minute candle to determine? I'm gonna leave that order open because now we're at the open of 2 o'clock. So if we trade down to get filled and then trade up, that would probably be something that I would want to see. You can get in before the new hour. In some cases I've done that, but I don't know. In this case, I think after the hour starts would be okay. Excuse me. But it is Friday. It is the last hour of trading. So if this comes down to stop us out, then it stops us out. We gotta move that. I was wondering what was like different. Why it wasn't lined up like that. If that stops us out, then I wouldn't take anything else the rest of the day. And yeah, we should know fairly well, probably within the next 10 to 30 minutes, I would say, of if this is gonna fly up there or not, because it may not. Like I said earlier, we've already had significant movement this week. But given the equal highs there is a chance that we could do so. So on this paper account, we shall see. Not a live trade recommendation. Okay. So now we wait. We shall wait and see. Anyway, the completed books for this year so far, quarter one of 2023, I'll likely put out an email and I'll tell you guys all the books that I've finished for this quarter one 2023. And if you guys want, I will link the descriptions to those as well in that email, so you can buy them if you want to. And if not, you don't have to. But that'll be coming if you guys are subscribed to my email. Is it Kunle? Is that how you say that? If I'm chopping up your name, I'm sorry. If I am sorry. Okay. Well, thank you for the correction. Thank you for the correction. I'm gonna turn the camera off for just a minute, but I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Sorry, I had to grab a drink. I've been talking to y'all for like two hours and some change. For 2 hours and some change. Okay. The market looks fast to go lower and slow to go higher. At least on that 1 minute. We trade down fast. Unless it's being held there for accumulation, which I wouldn't know how to tell. To be honest, I wouldn't know how to tell. Anyways, what else you guys up to? There's still a few of you here. You guys got any more questions? So some decent closes on the 5 minute, but I wouldn't want us to hang around here all that long. Gold 4% away from all-time highs. Sheesh. Good thing good thing I have a bunch of silver. Not a bunch, but good thing I have silver. All right, Jasmine, have a good one. See you next week. No questions. No real questions. You guys are just watching, huh? You guys are just watching price. Oh, what the fuck? Can you guys still hear me? My computer just froze there for a minute. Real quick, sound check, sound check. Sound is fine? Okay, thank you. My computer does that a lot and I don't know why. All right, we've spent a decent amount of time here. I think we should start seeing expansion. If not, I could be wrong. The entry was kind of high though, because we based it off the high of that mitigation, not really anything else. What I'm waiting for to see is if we get above this high. 49.48. If we can get above that high. I want to see what we do. What we do. Because price is spending a lot of time here, man. I want to see it expand higher. But on the chance that I am wrong, I wouldn't want to take too much of a loss. But I'm trying also not to go break even too quickly either. I mean, this is a paper account, so it doesn't matter what we do with it. I could just fucking do nothing with it, you know, or just exit right now. But I'm trying to treat it like I would as if this was a real trade. You know what I mean? But like I said, Fridays are not my best days. Not usually. Let's see if we can get that 48 level. There's 48. Oh man, we fucking wicked that. Boom. All right, there's a partial there. Man, I can't fucking zoom in how I want. This big old thing over here. All right. What I don't want to see is price trade down to our entry. That's what I wouldn't want to see. If I was in this on a real trade, I'd probably go break even. I think what I would want to see is that down candle probably support price. But I mean, 1 minute time frames, they can be a little tricky sometimes. I think if we get a little bit more expansion on the upside, I'd probably go break even. Matter of fact, yeah, price shouldn't come to our entry. In my opinion, it shouldn't. It can. Don't get me wrong, it can. I just wouldn't want it to. I mean, it's only 5 points into the direction. So, I mean, it's not like, it's nothing too crazy right now. Let's see if we can get the let's see if we can get the 52 level. Let's see if we can grab 52. This was a cool session. Thanks, Pete. Appreciate that. Bitcoin 70% down from the top and 70% up from the bottom. Any thoughts? Man, I don't know shit about Bitcoin. I don't know shit about Bitcoin. I would not want to see price trade to our entry here, though. I wouldn't want to see that. If this was a real trade, I would likely go break even. I mean, I guess we could do that. I just wouldn't want to see us break even, though, but it might. I'm not even watching the other indices either. All right, I'm going break even on this paper account. And if I'm wrong and we get knocked out, then fine. But now what we've done is small partial and got something out. I'm gonna partial another 5 on that. Now I went in on 40, so I'm only doing like 5 at a time. I don't trade with 40 mini contracts, just so you know. Okay. See, we get 52. Oh, we did get 52. I'll take another 5 off. So we partial 3 times. So we went in on 40. We have 25 left. I might have broken even too many. I mean, I might have parceled out too many times. I might have fucked that up. But why did I partial there? Imbalance here. That's why I said 52 level. That 52 was just right inside that imbalance. So I wanted a partial there. I think I did it twice by mistake. So I think I did 5 and then 5. I think, yeah, that might have been a mistake. But hey, is taking partials a mistake? I don't know. All right, we're gonna take this off because this shit is the, you know, too much. My stop is gonna go to this low, 43. So that would be locking in 1. If it comes back to our entry, we'd be locking in 1 on a pullback. But I've got the sell button ready to take more partials if it runs, if it gives us the run we're looking for. Would you make a re-entry in the demand or just 1 entry on mitigation? Oh, I wouldn't re-enter on this. I wouldn't re-enter. I usually only enter 1 time. We've partialed almost half, so we're out of the trade almost half, which again, I think I screwed that up by doing that too many times. So look, man, if you came in here expecting perfection, I'm not the one. I'm not the one. But if we're wrong and price comes back down to get us out break even, then at least we partialed out at a high. You know what I mean? Exiting on the way up and hopefully not on the way down. But downside, like risk again on this paper account is now nothing, because we have a protective stop at 39.43, which we would get out the rest of the position anyway to protect us from going lower or back to our entry or even for a loss. You know what I mean? So theoretically it shouldn't trade there, but if it does, that's okay. We wouldn't lose anything if it does that. That's kind of the logic behind that. But we still got about 40 minutes left into the day. So if we see expansion, then we do, and if we don't, then we don't. And now we wait. Maybe I'll put on a beat and we can rap. Maybe I'll freestyle for a while. Huh. Know what I'm saying? We're not gonna do that. We are not gonna do that. Willow wants to start it up. Yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah. Look, guys, I'm gonna tell you something. This has been a long stream. It has. We've been here for 2 hours and 20 minutes, and the day is not done. But if I must say, out of all the streams I've ever done, today has probably been the best one. And I don't say that lightly, and I don't say that often. I only say that because we walked down this 5-minute lower here, and then we watched as price turned around to mitigate to come back up. But you remember I outlined that before when we were down in here. Remember I said there was a chance we could come down to take that low and then to come up to take these highs. We went down to take the low, and now we are on our way up to potentially take the highs. I mean, bro. I mean, look, there's only like 24 of you on here, but let me ask you this. How many people are doing that? There's a few people out there. There's a few people out there. But how many people are doing that, bro? I'm just saying. We hit that 5-minute imbalance again. But I want to see us push through it. Big fella, push through it. We still have half the position on. A little bit more than half. A little bit more than half. What is this over here? 54. This gap right there is 55. Let's see if we get 55. I'll get rid of I'll get rid of 5 more at 55. If we get that. I don't know. The impatience is kicking in. Like we inched higher there. Barely. Barely. Pathetic. Pathetic. Damn, Willow. That's crazy. Yes, this is a paper trade. Manny, this is absolutely a paper trade. We started with 40 micros, and we took 5 off a few times already, and we have 25 remaining. This is absolutely a paper account. This is not a live account. This is the TradingView paper. So full disclosure. Okay. And I never told anyone to take this live. But if we throw on our executions, that's what it looks like right now. Fucking Christmas tree. 40 at 39.41. We got out 5 on the way up. Oh man, did I not get at a new high? I got slightly below. Oh, I fucked that up. As price went higher to 40. Oh no. At 50.75 we got out 5 more, and then at 52 we got out 5 more. So we bought on the way down, got out on the way higher, and I still want to see higher expansion. But we've got our stop, paper account stop at a little bit above our entry in case we're wrong. But it shouldn't, if price wants to expand higher, it shouldn't come back to our entry, theoretically. But that, you know, it's fucking March. We can't have Christmas trees in March just yet. Not yet. So we want to see expansion past this imbalance. Okay, we want to see a trade through that. Okay. We want to see us trade through that. Oh, there's that. We'll take 5 more off here. Boom. So now half our position is out. We started with 40. We partialed 5. 4 times. Yeah. And now we have 30 minutes left in a day. So if we're right on the expansion, we're going to push our... Actually, we're going to push our TP up here. We're going to take this off. And we're going to give it 30 more minutes. 30 more minutes of price action for today. Then I'm going to leave you guys to have a big, blessed weekend. After you saw this whole debacle. From this movement lower up to this movement to go higher, you witnessed all of it in this video. And I will not edit it. I will leave it on my YouTube channel. Oh, this is just TradingView paper. This isn't like a demo account. This is a TradingView paper account. I think it says that up here. If you can see that on your screen, it says paper trading. Right there. Can you guys see that? Right here. Paper trading. right, so that's what it looks like on a 15. And if we stretch that 1 hour back over here. Oh no, sorry, that is from the 15. So that 15-minute imbalance was revisited a second time, running that morning's low in the afternoon. And then that 5-minute mitigation. Now, the only thing I guess that I should have done differently, I mean, I saw this happening, but I just didn't put an order down there, is this imbalance down here. So obviously that would have been a much better entry. And I'd feel a lot better about a stop at break even down there than I would up here. But hey, I told you guys we're getting the earliest entry on that 5-minute mitigation. You know, it wasn't going to be the best entry. It was probably going to be the earliest available entry, but not the best entry. So it is what it is. But half the position is out. So if it does come down to get us out at break even, we've already partialed. So it's a winning day either way. And trust me, that is good practice. That is good practice. Watching price action, studying the logic, studying the time. You know, price should do this or should do that, right? It should expand higher or should expand lower, whatever, you know? So like right now, I wouldn't want to see us break even on this. I wouldn't want to, but it can. And if it does, it does. If it does, we'll just probably cut the stream anyway. I'll have my final thoughts and then we'll go on about our day. Go on about our day. I'm trying to leave both screens up on here for you. So, do you kind of see now why we partialed up there? Right here and right here. Now do you see why? Looks like it's coming back for the break even on the rest of it. It's getting real close. Looks like it wants to do it. There it is. Okay, so there's the break even on the rest of it. So, in closing, this is the overall. And I'm just going to take everything off now. So we can see the overall for what it is. Okay, look at that shit. Look at that. Okay, now TradingView doesn't let you screenshot with the execution, so I do have to take a computer screenshot. So that's what I'm going to do real quick. Actually, I'll do that later. So look at that, guys. Look at that. Okay, buying on the way down, getting out on the way up, getting out on the way up, getting out on the way up. Price comes back down, it gets us out. That's okay, because we avoided losing. Now, is it still able to get up to these highs? It definitely still could. Okay. It definitely still could. Matter of fact, it probably will, because John Phibb is now out, you know? But the logic is we've already got paid. Paper account, okay? And remember I mentioned that earlier before we even pulled the trigger on anything. I said, if you get partialed out and then it comes back to break even, why are you even mad to begin with? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? So, again, I know it's a long stream, guys, but what are you going to do? You want me to print candles faster? You know? You can't rush time. You got to be there. So, that is where I'm going to cut it off for today. Thank you guys for being here. If you like the stream, if you got some value out of today's presentation, guys, give it a like and make sure that you're subscribed. You know what I mean? Make sure that you're subscribed so you don't miss future content. We can do this a lot more often together. So be blessed. Have an amazing weekend. We'll see you guys next week.